Pre-show.
Pre-show. Now
Good
you can say hi,
Friday.
Friday.
Hi, Friday. Hi, Abby. I already said hi once, but we weren't live yet.
We were not live.
I just want you to know that yesterday when I talked to my mom on Mother's Day, so I talked to both moms, they were very mad at me about.
I already know what this is.
Yeah, they were very mad. They were like, "You better make sure that you let Oddmar read his poem because we're very much excited about it." They were like, "We were typing in chat, and I don't always see it, right? Because sometimes I'm on D&D, I'm on something else, right? Like, so I don't always see the chat." And they were like, "We were trying to type, and you didn't see it, and we were very mad because we wanted to see. We wanted to hear his poem." So I will just have you know that
She
we will
told
make
me.
sure.
She told me she fussed at you.
Did she? Yeah.
Mhm.
How did she tell you? On Facebook?
We talk.
Oh, I see. Oh, I got it now. Okay. All right. I see how y'all are. Kevin's poetry. Yep, Friday Blue wants to see it too.
But you know, there's not just poetry.
There's not. Oh, Gesundheit.
Gesundheit.
There's
not just
also like fairy tales and you know, stories and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But-
Well, one way or another, they wanted your summary from last week.
Gesundheit.
My gosh. I'll tell you, covering the
Bless
mic
you.
isn't helping, so now I'm wondering if you're on the right mic.
Is this the right mic?
That's the right mic.
It's the right mic.
Sneezing. Your sneezing is just going right through. Is Dave going to change his shirt again?
Costume change.
It's like a teenage girl, man.
I need to adjust the color on my camera so that it looks whatever color he's wearing, so that he can.
That's right. You just adjust every time.
He can just have a complex all night.
Oh, hi, Dave. Hey, Dave, we were totally not talking about you while you were gone.
That's fine. Greg can get his shots in. That's fine.
The only time I can is when he can't
Yeah.
defend himself.
Well, I mean, you know, you could get your shots in at my stream, but you never show up anymore.
Oh, see, there's the. I showed up the other night. I was there some night.
Yeah, why am I a teenage girl, Abby? What did I miss?
I asked when you got up and left, I'm like, is he going to change his shirt again?
I did. I have never worn that shirt before, and that shirt is too tight. It was not comfortable. So
I said I was
I'll
gonna
be right back.
adjust the color on my camera to match your shirt every time you changed, and just give you a-
Over and over again. Uh-oh. Is Kevin going to go change his shirt? I'm worried. I don't know where this
I
is
was
going.
also. Oh, he's gonna go put on a red shirt, but it's
I'm
not.
just gonna take the shirt off and tie it
It's
down.
not the same thing. See,
A different kind of Twitch stream here.
Kevin is not a giant forehead, pale, white guy with glasses like Greg and I are. Greg and I cannot wear the same shirt, or people will not know who's talking.
They'll know. Y'all sound very different.
Oh, like,
awesome.
yeah, I guess.
Look at all those inspiration points. Yeah.
Yeah. Just rolling in the inspiration points. And moms are here. And Plasmaware, howdy, sir.
Hello,
Wait,
Plasma.
where's
Welcome,
Plasmaware?
welcome.
Oh, a hazardous hello from Plasma.
A hazardous hello.
Well, he is Plasma, so maybe we need to be careful.
Yes.
It's true. It's true. You don't
Maybe
want
he and the Sea Hag are, working together. We should be careful.
Oh,
Definitely ready for the hag. I have a lot of experience fighting hags.
Oh,
As long as we don't
Me
fight
too.
a baby.
me too.
Daily.
Awesome.
All right, so I do have all my spells picked. I just leveled up like while we were doing this. So
Oh, yeah, we should make sure. Did everyone level up? Did anyone have any questions? Is everyone good?
Oh my god, I totally forgot. I forgot.
that was
I
maybe
forgot.
why I said it.
Do you want to take the opportunity?
I am taking the up.
I
Did
say
we-
do it now because we are about to go into battle. If y'all go, because you left, but you didn't actually go into the other thing yet, so you still have choices. But
I am ridiculously excited because I did not realize I got a secondary class. So I am now also a bard,
Oh
and
wow.
I'm really excited about this.
we have
Wow.
songs coming. Gesundheit. Songs, and apparently our justices are sneezing today.
Yeah.
I have a sinus infection, so.
Oh, I'm so sorry. But I am very glad we do this virtually, so you can still be here. See.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, a very good friend of mine, his boss at his work had a sinus infection, and just so he came into work anyway, and now my friend has COVID.
Coincidence?
Just throwing that out there.
No, I tested. Like
okay.
as soon as I started showing symptoms, I tested. It's not COVID. It's just a sinus.
Yeah, we did that too. We had our first COVID scare, but it turned out it was the flu, and it wasn't us, right? So only one member of the family got it, and everyone else was cleared, knock on wood. But we tested just in case because there's so many people with no symptoms, right? So we tested, and then we were all negative for COVID, and then he went in and got tested, and he had flu. Now I don't remember if it was A or B, but he had one of the flus.
I've been exposed like 4 times in the last week, so hopefully my immunity holds up.
Well, I'm going to say if we didn't get it after Superstars,
Yeah.
Well,
unless there's a new variant.
Superstars.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And a lot of people we hung out with and had lunch with. So I'm going to say that variant, and of course we were all, vaccinated. So, right. So either the vaccine worked for us really well, or we're just not contagious for that particular variant.
Well, I'm going to schedule my booster for this week anyway, just so I'm ready for Fan Expo.
Are you old enough for the second booster?
This will be my third booster.
Third booster?
Third
Right.
booster?
Second
I don't
booster.
think anyone.
Right. No, it'll be my fourth shot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So second booster.
Second booster.
Well, I
I'm
looked at
also
my
gonna-
doctor. We just
I
went to the
certainly
doctor
am
with my
old.
daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with my daughter, and we're not old enough for the next booster yet.
But thank you for bringing that up.
Pointing out how old you are, how ancient. No,
Age is just a number.
age
Yay!
is
Okay.
Friday with
So-
doggo bits.
I wanted to
Oh, wow. Look at that.
The goodest boy bits.
just. What you need, Jess? It's in Twitch. She
Oh.
gave us bits that look like
Jess,
dogs.
can you pull your mic down?
Oh, is
There you
this
go.
mic?
I don't know.
Oh no, I definitely don't want to be talking into this mic. That's
Oh,
terrible.
okay.
It might not be that one. Put it back up and let's see.
Is it that one?
No, now
Okay,
I can
all
hear
right,
you better
you're fine,
now.
you're
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. I'm sorry. The frog that lives in my throat doesn't let me talk much louder than this. But I wanted to let everyone know that I got Careful spell for my meta magic, which means that anytime I force another creature to do a saving throw, I can protect some creatures from that. So when I come in and do like a huge thunderclap them cheeks, I can prevent Oddmar from having to do a saving throw.
Very cool.
I love that you
Yeah.
assume Oddmar, because it will be, because he'll be in the midst of it all.
I will fly into the midst and then use my bonus action to fly the fuck out of the midst as soon as I'm done.
That's awesome. All right. So I think we're good. Do y'all think we're ready? Yes? We're ready? I'm going to let Oddmar do the thing. He's better at it, and I don't want to get yelled at again. So.
All right. The name of this poem is Attacking the Darkness. Every one of our heroes braced against attack, but the Darklings just dogpiled Oddmar anyway. While Ashana sang the enemy to sleep with the voice of Bane, Valtrex clawed them into hot pink acid puree. With crashing thunder, Dolatrus endangered Master Fault, who still sort of hated her for stealing his bedclothes. Zafin murdered the bad guy, though our plans were to disable. Death is a kind of disability, Fault later proposed. Too scared to fight further, the Darklings all did back down, and Zafin, the false prophet, questioned them with torture, bribes, and bourbon. Under command of Ryland, they want to spread the dark wide, and with the aid of a hag, they'll summon the Demogorgon. Will the cursed crew defeat the dirty sea crone in her thunderdome of darkness and rot? Or will they be killed to a man in the chill ocean depths? And if so, who wrote this game's plot?
Oh, yay! It wasn't me. It happened spontaneously. Okay. So that's where we were last time. Yes, the chat is very impressed as well. You should be. So nicely done. Nicely done. So as was wonderfully explained, we left our crew outside of one of the Roll20 things that I didn't bring up even because I'm the worst DM ever. Well, we're going to find out. If everyone dies today, we'll know I'm the worst DM ever. Look, I have dice. See, I got the 20 dice so I can roll it. So I could roll it right here. Can y'all see when I roll, can y'all see it?
No.
Oh, well, what do I need that for? Okay. I didn't think you could, but something that was said, I was like, wait, can they see it? Because sometimes I put creatures that are too strong for you on purpose because I like them. So I want to make sure that I get to control. So I decide before we start how many hit points and what the things are, and I go with that. So sorry. This is another thing not to DM like me. Okay. So they are outside the big... How do I make this smaller?
That would be your mouse wheel.
There you go.
Cold shower.
I was gonna say, think about grandma, but you know.
Dante, cover your ears.
Nope. This is one of those. If Dante understands, it's not our fault. Yep, not our fault. This was not explicitly explained. Okay. So they left the fight and they're all outside, even though on my map right now they're still inside, but that's because we stopped in the middle. So they're all outside, and remember, it's all gray and sludgy and gross out there. So even though you have things that you can breathe and you have another almost 2 hours left on them, you can't stay there forever. And remember, you couldn't quite stand straight up because of the yucky, gross, black stuff, kind of like a mist over London, during the Victorian times, except it's in the water. And then as you were going to go and still get the chest. So you needed the chest to save Zaphin's life because Lurch was ready to take it out in small bits of flesh. And that was told by the Darkling who decided to talk to you that that across the way the Sea Hag is the one to talk to, and that there are chests in there.
So what do we know about Sea Hags?
I don't know. Who would have info on Sea Hags?
Anybody might. It would be a roll.
Okay, and which I can't remember which rolls. Is this Arcana rolls? Is it history rolls? Is it?
They have a lot of catfish.
Let me see. I will look it up real quick.
It could be Arcana if she's an inhabitant of one of the many planes of existence.
Well,
let's
medium
see. She is a fae. That would be nature.
Okay, so we want nature.
Makes sense.
That actually makes sense. Okay.
So
This stuff we'll start to get intuitive as we play more, right? So, nature makes total sense for Sea Hags. So why doesn't everyone go ahead and roll a nature roll?
Well, I'm gonna do something.
I'm dumb. I don't know shit about sea hags.
Ooh, I know a lot about Sea Hags.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, you
so do
should.
I.
That would make sense.
I got a 20.
Oh, good. So Shaunus does too, which makes sense because as Tritons, you live near the coast, so there would be lots of muddy stuff.
And I have a
It's
19, so I must have read about them in my mini books.
All right, excellent. All right, so the three of you, what you know about Sea Hags is usually they're not alone. Usually they hang out in groups of 3. They also, now I'm assuming you're going to tell everyone else too, right?
Yes,
Sure,
but
share
Shaunus
what
is
you
going to get all of these details wrong when he tells them.
So it's good that
That's
more
okay.
than
2 other people know. They'll help correct you.
They're always by themselves.
They are amphibious, so they can breathe air and water. So they do not have to be, they don't have to have air like the Darklings did or like is in the elf thing. They have a very unique ability that if you see them in their, let's see. Maybe I should just read it. they disguise themselves so they look like something else. So they don't look like what they really are. Unless you catch them off guard. And if you do, you actually have to, they have a death glare.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Can my class be Sea Hag?
Let's see. When you get within 30 feet of it, you can see the hag's true form, and that can make you terrified of it. So you have to roll a DC Wisdom saving throw.
Do you have to look at them, or can you,
You do not.
look at their feet or something?
Correct. So that's the trick. So that might be what you might want to warn your other party members, is you don't want to look at them directly, because if they do, you have to do the DC, otherwise you're frightened.
So can Zathan shoot something with an arrow without looking at it directly?
I mean, he could shoot her foot.
I suppose that's true.
I'm going to say what we would probably do is just do it with disadvantage. Because you're not looking at, does that sound fair?
It sounds good to me.
Yeah, because you can guess where something kind of is, right, based on sound and what other people are doing. So I think the fair point would be, at least for me doing it, I think doing what you're doing, if you're not looking at it directly, would be with disadvantage. Let's see. Oh, it even says that on the thing. Never mind. Ha ha ha! See, you do learn how to do this. I'm sorry. Again, I read this before, but it takes me a minute. And that is really all the pertinent information you need to know. Don't look at her directly. She does have claws, even if she appears not to. They're there. So she has claws, and she will use that. That is her melee weapon, is her claws.
Oh, yeah?
I know, you're like, me too.
Are they hot pink claws?
It depends on how she's feeling. Yeah. All right, so that should be all the pertinent information. So what would y'all like to do?
Take a long rest. No, we don't have time.
There's no time for a long rest.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like this is up to you. So let me recap what there was, right? You do have the wedding coming up. So you have options, right? You can go do the Sea Hag now and get the chest. You could go to the wedding first and then go get the chest later. Or you could skip the chest and screw Zathan, right? You could try to find the other Sea Hags. Well, I don't know why you'd want to fight 3, but you could. What else can you do? Yeah, I think the only thing you can't do, how long, because the long rest is overnight or 8 hours?
8 hours.
8 hours.
So you could rest, a long rest, before the wedding. But you're not going to have time to come back and do the Sea Hag and do the wedding. So you'd have to shoot.
How is everyone on spell slots?
I have all of my spells.
Oh, remember...
We got him back from leveling, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say no. If that's your reason for it, we decided. Okay, I decided DM. I'm God, right? And I decided that when you leveled, you got everything back.
Oh, okay. Well, then
And my
never mind.
sorcery points, too.
Yes. Yeah, you got everything back. Your hit points are back. Everything's back.
All right, never mind.
I really don't want the Sea Hag to kill you if that's your choice.
I've never felt better.
And remember, respecting Rylance. We don't know when he's gonna show up either.
Yeah, and so also I am thinking that maybe if we try to wait until after the wedding, we don't really know what the situation on the ground is going to be after that, and it might not be conducive to our, wandering around town and doing these things. So I think maybe before the wedding is for sure what we want to do.
Are you afraid you're gonna make enemies?
I remember that Ishana said something about maybe after the wedding we would have to leave in a real hurry. And so I think that if we're going to save Zathan, we need to do it now before the wedding happens.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think we should be prepared to blow this popsicle stand.
Yeah, I agree with Agrimar.
Let's go and calmly talk to this hag and maybe see if she can see reason. Or let's kill her.
I'm a thunderclap her cheeks.
Think about it this way: the next time it happens, it'll be the first time. So.
Okay.
But I don't need a new shirt. I'm dressed up. I have collar and I
Yeah.
have a tie and everything.
He's ready for the wedding, huh? All right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. So we going to the sea hag?
Lead the way, oh tank of glory.
I am ready.
Let's do this
All
thing.
right. So if y'all want to move your tokens, you go to the door and you find it oddly unlocked. And you are able to go in, and there is another magical barrier. So there is air on the other side.
Good.
So you lucked out. Quite frankly, it's
Okay.
because your DM has no idea how to battle underwater. So, okay, one thing at a time.
I just had to write a big epic underwater battle for my last book.
Ooh.
It was cool.
Okay.
Giant cephalopod.
Giant cephalopod.
Nice.
That would be fun. All right. So, is everybody where they would like to be? And I shall
I
describe
don't
the
think
scene.
so. I'm
No,
pretty sure someone's-
Agramar is not where I want him to be.
Yeah, same.
I think they want you in more. They're all trying to get behind him, and nobody can get inside.
Just like
Crowding the
bottleneck.
opening.
They're all like, Admar, you go first. You go first.
Hide behind
All right.
Dolly.
Admar's like, all right.
I don't know if anywhere within a 15-foot radius is safe from me now because I have Thunder Wave, not just Thunderclap.
Well, we're
You
gonna
have
find
Thunderclap, Thunderwave, and very little self-control.
So I think isn't Thunderwave though the one you can sort of direct it?
No, it is a 15-foot cube radius around me. Everyone's cheeks gets
It's a
clapped
cube,
at
but I
once.
don't think it has to be a radius. I think you can put it like it has to start.
It sweeps out
Next to
from me. Sweeps out from me.
Okay.
So it is around me. Each creature 3 cubes away
It's gonna be over.
gets clapped for 2d8 thunder damage. Unless
Well,
they
for the
do
record, you'd be a lot of fun at a concert.
I just counted 3 cubes away, and now I'm safe.
I'm not gonna
Alright.
open with it. Gosh.
As y'all enter, you notice that there is, you see the couple pillars, right? Those are actually pillars that you see in the front. Those big, long, the big kind of oblong, I want to say egg-shaped, they're not even egg-shaped, figures in front. Those are pillars that go all the way up to hold the roof. It's very fancy. In the middle and the other ones, those are little shelves, and you can see the two, there are chests. There's one chest on either side. And in the center, there's a huge mud pit. So it is just the stinkiest, nastiest mud. It's way worse than anything you saw over in the where the lizard men were. And it's just stinky and nasty. And there's like little bits of warmth coming up on. And if you look behind it, there is a tube that is heading out to the outside of the building.
Oh.
And so you see this really, really nasty black, like it is disgusting. It's way darker than anything you saw in the water. It's almost like nothing exists there. And it's just heading right outside.
So she is farting into the water,
Yeah,
and
she,
then that
like-
is going out into the ocean, and
hag
that's what's
farts?
making the sludge. It's fart sludge, fart sludge.
Is this affecting our ability to concentrate at all? Is this going to negatively affect our die rolls?
No, because it is, well, nobody's sensitive to smell, right? No. So no, because it stinks, but it stinks like lizard men, and all of the nasty black stuff, it's all going out. So
All right, I'm
Okay.
still going
as
to
long as she doesn't change her mind and fill this
some
place.
roses, some smells of roses around me. Thank you very much.
I'll put some Vicks Vapor Rub right here. Right here.
All right.
So wait, I'm sorry, just so I understand the blocking here. Where is the pool of nasty mud?
In the middle, if you can see the Roll20 map, it's where that little hag is who's about to pop up. But you
Okay,
already
so
knew
that
there was a sea
entire
hag in there, so I
circular
didn't bother to
area.
hide her. That
Okay.
entire circular area is mud.
So if
Thick,
you stand
gooey,
there,
gross, stinky mud.
if you stand there, Now, this room is full of water.
No, it's air.
Okay, it's air. Okay. All right.
But
Yeah, it is
she's
air.
languishing in her pit of her own filth.
Yes.
Correct.
Oh, she's a charmer.
Pick up and move at will because I
think I dated her back in like 1994 or something.
Yep. See, maybe the person you know here, Valtrex, is your ex who's in that mud pond right there.
She turned into a sea hag. Dating me will do that to you.
Death stare and everything.
Whatever you do, don't break up with Valtrex. You'll learn. All right. So that is all mud, right? It's like a pool, like a kiddie pool, but full of mud, in a very big kiddie pool. I think that's it. I think we described everything. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Kevin's looking up rhymes for the word fart right now. He's writing the poem as we speak.
oh no, he's all got lots of rhymes that rhyme with fart. He's covered. So as the prestidigitation, which I can say it now. Thank you, Bare Naked Ladies. They put it in a song. Now that I can sing it, I can say it. So thank you. They saved me. So after you prestidigitated, there, I even conjugated it. Rose flowers, you see this disgusting form pops out of the mud.
Nope, I don't see it.
It's
Well, I'm not looking.
Whether you're looking or not, you have to decide, but just pops out of the mud. She's like, what is that horrible smell? And I need you all to roll initiative, please.
I am pretty sure that is you.
I am now picturing the sea hag
Girl, we
as
put
George
Poopery down.
Costanza's mom.
I'm
Whose
just
mom? Wait,
picturing the Golgothan from Dogma.
I am spending an inspiration for my
Yes.
initiative.
Ooh,
Nice.
Ooh.
good
Forgot what
call.
initiative is.
I will do the
Okay.
same.
Where is initiative on this thing? I'm so bad at remembering.
It's in the
Next to your
middle
armor.
on towards the top. Yes, next to armor.
All right, I got Val was a 20, Dolly was 13, Audemars was 17,
Oh,
20 minutes. Zafin's 15.
Really? Come on. With advantage, I still only got a 15.
Okay, all right.
Wah, wah,
Shauna's-
wah.
I'm number one.
You're number one.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I think all I missed was Master Fault. What did you roll?
5. I'm always a late goer here.
I mean, having the healer go last is probably not the worst, since the healer is last.
Not healing
So
people.
our hag is... All right. So I'm going to say the order, but I'll do it just like last time where I'll let you know who's going next. So we have Val is first, then Audemars, then Zafin, then Dolly, then the hag, then Master Fault, and then Ishanis. All right. So, Val, you are up first, and I do need you at the beginning of each of your rounds to let me know whether you're looking at the hag or not. So if you're not going to look directly at her, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you didn't, because you were warned beforehand, right, not to look at her. But let me
Right.
know if anyone does.
I'm definitely not looking at her, and I wish I wasn't smelling her.
And Odd, you are next. All right, Dolly, what you got going?
Okay.
I am most certainly not looking at her.
Or not Dolly.
But-
Sorry, Val. Sorry, no, Val's
Oh,
first.
I was
Val,
like, what?
I know you're like, why do you say Dolly?
Well, what should I do here with this?
Do you have a route? It'd be really nice if she didn't move.
I don't. Oh, I have vicious mockery. You
want me to come after
unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature you can see within range. If the target can hear you, though it need not understand you, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d4 psychic damage and have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
What do you say to her?
I say, girl, you stink. Real bad.
Vicious.
That's horrible, man. You're gonna have to work on those bard skills. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and she rolled a natural 20
Oh.
on the wisdom, on the saving throw.
And what
So,
does she say in return to that vicious mockery?
so she turns and looks right at Val, even though Val can't really tell. You can sense her eyes on you. And she looks right at you and she goes, "Oh, yeah?" And that's it.
I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah. Your mom.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right, Odd, you're up. Zafin, you're next.
Okay. So the first thing that happens.
You sound so angry.
And when that happens, when Odmar bellows his cry of rage, he is suddenly surrounded by swirling spirits of tall women in armor. And he looks around them and he gets just joyously happy in his rage. And he pulls out a pair of hand axes and runs over here and throws them at the hag. Let's see here. He's just sort of throwing, at her shoulder because he's not looking at her face. So that is going to be disadvantage. So 12. I have no idea what her armor class is. And
You said you rolled a 12?
on the first one,
Okay.
and the 9 on the second. Not
That's not
very
it.
good. Okay.
Hey,
So
it's
they
hard
go
to hit
whoosh,
something when
whoosh.
you're not looking at it.
It is.
Yes. And you threw the axes?
I did.
Okay, so as you throw them and they go right by her on one side and right by her on the other side, you can't quite see it, but what you do hear is a and a. So your axes are in the mud right now. And the sea hag is giggling. All right. And who did we say was next? Zafin and Dolly, you're next. Or did you moved? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So Zafin, you're up. Dolly, you're next.
Excellent. So I point in the direction of the sea hag, and I say, "I put a curse on you to craft your decline. I put a hex on you to steal away that last bit of shine. I put a bane on you so you will never, never, never be whole again." And I cast Bane.
And what does Bane do?
Bane is the super awesome one that she has to roll a d4 and subtract that from her roll for every saving or every attack roll or saving throw. Excuse me.
So I have to do it every time, or I just have to roll it now, and that's the number.
Every
I
time.
use?
Every
time I roll.
time.
You know what? I did
every
not pay
saving
attention to where everybody else was.
She
I went
gets
to the-
a charisma save of 12.
How high is her
See what
charisma?
her charisma is. You might be surprised.
The answer might
Oh, y'all are
surprise.
gonna get your ass kicked. I'm excited. Her charisma was 19.
Yowza.
Ooh.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I guess she just kind of saves. Shit.
So you said all of these bad things about her, and she's like, "That's all you've got." All right.
I think you are very pretty.
Aw, shut your mouth. All right, Dolly.
Mars using reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Dolly and the hag is next.
I'm gonna thunderclap them cheeks.
She's like, I'm not going to open with that.
Yeah.
Here I go opening with it. I'm gonna knock her out of the mud, man. This is important. So yeah, I'm gonna be right here on the edge of the pool, which is just close enough. And I'm sorry, Oddmar, but you are in the way.
Protect him or no?
So the 15 feet, you cannot. Can you get her? Yes, you can. No, this spell does not work the way you think it does. It allows you to put down a 15 by 15 foot wave, right? The one edge of that wave just has to touch one edge of the square you are standing in. That's it. It can be.
So you're not the center of it. It could go north, east,
correct.
south, or west.
If she was the center of it, she would be taking damage from it.
Gotcha.
And you don't want that.
So send it north
But
of you,
no,
and then it won't hit
it
Oddmar.
totally says a wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah,
And
that makes sense. So
that's
from
entirely
you, but
correct.
not you at the center. Not you at the center, from you.
Yes.
Like
it's
ahead
a
of
wave
you.
that emanates from you
Mhm.
in some direction.
In all directions.
Nope, it didn't say all directions.
A
So
15-foot cube is
Yeah, it's a cube, not a circle. So it's going to go out.
up, down.
So think about this. It says each creature, right? Each creature in the cube. So if you're in the middle of it, then you're going to take damage from it. And that is not the way the spell is supposed to be. It does not automatically do how much damage? 2d8 thunder damage to you.
Mhm.
I say just do it and we'll be happy. So just start it from you and then decide which direction you want it to go on.
Well, obviously forward.
Right? So we're going to do north and then 1, 2, 3. And right now she is within range. Does it only attack people or is it going to move that mud too? Like what is it physically?
It's creatures.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. And the saving throw is 12.
12
so
for armor?
No, it's a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. Thank you.
On a successful save, they take half as much damage and are not pushed 10 feet away, but if she fails, she's pushed 10 feet away and takes a grand total of 6 damage.
Let's see.
Could've
Oh,
been a
she
lot.
finally failed to throw. She had 12 for Constitution. So she takes how much damage?
6.
6.
And gets knocked back 10 feet.
So describe how this happened. When you cast the spell, what happened?
I go, whoop, pat, and thunder and lightning and loud noises just rip the mud out in front of me and slaps her in the face and pushes her out of the pool. And she's like, ah, my precious mud.
My filth, my beautiful filth.
Beautiful filth. I want it back. She's very, very upset. Even her legs are out of the mud now, and she's extremely unhappy. No, where are my sisters when I need them? So she's really unhappy. So the hag is going to attack.
So she got pushed back 10 feet?
Yeah, so I just moved her. She's on the edge of the thing now.
Okay.
I have to
Okay.
retcon something because I goofed. I needed to move before I cast Bane.
Oh, okay. So you want
Where
to go
was
ahead and move
she? Where was she originally?
now? Here. You would think I could do this eventually. Come on, man.
Zathan, you're not even in the room.
I'm in the doorway.
That's
These
my bonus
roundabouts.
action.
You've got to be on the pointer, select move pointer.
Yeah, I just figured that. I just changed
Oh,
it.
she was
She
there?
was right
Okay.
there. Yep.
So
Right.
1, 2, 3,
For my bonus
5.
action. Turns over.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
There we go.
use-
Hold on. You could do bonus in just a minute, too. All right, you're where you need to be now?
Yep.
Zathan? All right, go ahead, Jess. What's your bonus?
All right. Bonus action, tempestuous magic, and just bloop myself back 10 feet.
Okay. That was a smart move, because she was going to attack you, but now Oddmar.
So you want to come behind me?
Yeah.
Oh, I can move diagonally, right? So yeah,
Sure.
I should just like bloop. There we go. Perfect. Hide in the backpack.
All right. So she can't actually use her death glare because none of you are frightened. Specifically says frightened creature. Okay, so instead she's just going to have to... I'm sorry?
I said, that is good.
That is good because that's nasty and I liked it. I'm very mad at y'all for knowing anything. Okay. Let me select her. So she's going to move, going through the mud, and she is like sprinting through this mud. Like it's almost like it's not even there. Like it might as well be air. She's not having any issue whatsoever getting through this mud. So come here. So she's going to come all the way up to Oddmar here, and she is going to attack with her vicious, dirty, nasty fingernails.
This makes me very happy.
Oh, and she hits for a 19.
Yes, that will definitely hit.
All right, that'll hit. So she goes forward all the way through the mud. She didn't even trip on your axes. I mean, this woman can move through mud. And then she's up and she just like, she pulls her claws down and she gets you for 3 points of damage.
Okay.
You're gonna need like some Bactine. Like clean that out good, because she's gross.
Yeah, I'm surprised as dirty as these things are, you would think there'd be some kind of poison, but there isn't. So no venom. All right. Yeah, but there could be infection coming later. I'm going to have to make my own creatures, because there would definitely be infection from this dirty, gross, in the mud, nasty fingernails. All right, so who is up? Master Fault, you are up. Ashanis, you are next.
Oh, wow. Let's see.
Let's see, Hag.
So can I do a bonus action before a normal action?
I don't see why not. Is that legal? You guys who know how to play D&D?
Oh, it doesn't matter what order you do it in.
There you go.
Some will say before or after you cast, or some will say specifically after or before. So.
Oh, so unless the bonus says, yeah, okay, I gotcha. Unless whatever you're
Yes.
doing says, yeah.
Okay, it doesn't. All right.
It doesn't.
Let's see. There's only one enemy, so I'm going earlier than I was thinking I was going.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, it's just one.
No. You're good,
She's
you're good.
pretty tough, though. You can see so far. So.
Yeah, she did 3.
Hey.
So,
Well,
so
she did not actually do 3, but well, I didn't take 3, so
Oh, it's half. That's right. I need to quit being nice to you. Okay,
so
I'm
I
sorry.
can,
Go ahead.
So I can use inspiration to cancel out the roll for disadvantage. Is that fair?
I'm sorry. Say again.
If I'm not looking at her, I'm going to roll for disadvantage. But if I use inspiration, I cancel that out and basically just get
that
one.
is correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Wait. Do you have to be like? Does she have to be line of sight for that spell? Because remember, you're behind this pillar.
Oh, let me see.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I will move first then.
Okay.
I'll move to here.
There you go.
She is definitely within 120 feet of me, so.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So I will cast Eldritch Blast. Ooh, fun.
Nice.
Oh, 12. Ugh.
12 does not hit.
Okay.
You have
Well,
all these beautiful sparkles go over her, and she's just like, and that's it.
okay. Well, let's see. I will go ahead and so that I don't totally lose out on this turn, I'm going to cast as my bonus action Hex, which I probably should have done first. But then it would require hitting at her, so that wouldn't matter. You place a curse on a creature that you can see within range, which is 90 feet. Until the spell ends, which it lasts for an hour, you deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage to the target whenever you hit it with an attack.
And
choose one ability when you cast the spell. The target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability.
so now that does not count saving throws,
Okay.
but any kind of skill check or like if I were to grapple, and so that would require a strength check,
Okay.
that sort of thing. So just pick one of her ability scores and say that she has disadvantage on those.
I'll go ahead and do strength since you said that.
Hint, hint.
Yes, probably not going to do it, but
I say, Masterfall, do you want to see the Sea Hag and Oddmar roll around in the mud? Is that what you're telling me? Is this your vision for tonight?
I mean, you know, I feel like we shouldn't be shaming what things that Master Fault is into or not into. Like,
No kink shaming.
No kink shame. No
we're
kink
in
shame.
we're an open group here. Let's just kind of roll with it. You know?
You know what? Fair. All right. So we have Ishanis is up, and Val, you're next.
All right. Ashanis is going to. Whoops, I'm on the wrong thing here. And he's going to say, "Excuse me," and move 20 feet by Valtrex behind Dolly, and he is going to. I guess now, does Oddmar block line of sight?
No, your own people do not block line of sight.
All
We
right.
determined
So
that
I
last time.
visually see through other people.
Yeah, it's like magic.
And
I mean, there's 5 feet around him.
I am going to cast Hold Person
Okay.
on the Sea Hag. So the Sea Hag has to make a Wisdom save.
All right, wisdom save, and then -4 because of the things Zafin did. Yes.
Zaphin's Bane did not succeed.
Did
So
not
dang
I
it,
succeed.
have
that's
some
right.
very, very bad news.
Uh-oh.
It is not going to work
Oh,
because she is not a person.
Oh,
Oh, it has to be a person?
Her
Oh,
type has to be humanoid, and
human.
her type is Fey.
okay. All right, then I've got my backup plan. I'm
Well,
going to
this is good too.
cast Blind, and she needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Way to
Okay.
go, Master Fault. Both
And
of us.
she has -1d4.
You know,
I thought she doesn't have one.
No, she
D4
doesn't.
because it didn't
Bane
work.
didn't
No, she
last.
doesn't. Bane
Bane
didn't work.
did not work. I'm
No,
sorry.
Yeah,
Bane
I know. I forgot to. So I was trying to remember, and I was remembering incorrectly.
She has too much strength of will. Her charisma's too high.
Her everything's too high. She rolled a 17.
good lord.
Okay, so yeah. Nope, that didn't work. Alrighty. Well, I've moved and I've cast, so I guess that's it.
All right. So Val, you're up. Oddmar, you're next.
Okay. Wait, how fast do I move? 30 feet?
Mhm.
10, 15, 20. I'm going to move right up next to her
Okay.
on the edge of the filth pit.
Mhm.
And I'm going to be like, look, you got claws, and now you can have some of my claws. And let's see how you like my primal savagery. And I roll a 25.
Ooh.
And-
What? Wait, was that a natural 20?
20 plus my 5, yeah.
You just like jammed your hand through her chest.
Yeah. I took these disgusting things, and I was like, oh, yours are gross. Well, look at these. And I critical hit of 19. That's what these things do.
Obviously, that hits a lot. And what is roll for damage?
No, that my damage is, that is it. It's a 19.
Damage can't be 19.
Well, I rolled it.
That was your hit.
Yeah, that's going to be the... Yeah,
So
there's
you
got to
roll
be...
damage. Unarmed damage, right?
Yeah, that says claws to hit. Oh, no, that's mine. I can't see yours here.
So yeah, I think it's a D8 plus whatever your.
This is 1d10.
Oh, so yeah, roll
So
a d10.
roll a d10.
So you couldn't possibly get 19.
On a d10? No.
Rolled a 8.
8. I mean, that's still very impressive. So she's like,
Very
"Ah!"
impressive.
How did it do that?
Let's see. So 8. We are down to... Make me do math. Who signed me up for this gig? Oh, wait. I know who signed me up for this gig. All right. Yeah, nervous laughing. All right, so...
I don't know nothing about that.
All right, Oddmar's up. Zafin, you're next.
Okay, so now that she is right next to me, I am using some swords. So Moontooth. That is a total of a 22.
That hits.
And when I hit her,
Mhm.
the spirits of the women that are surrounding me
Mhm.
fan out to the party members, and they all take one party member. And I will describe the rest of that later. She takes 9 points from that sword.
Dolly's
Wait.
like, oh.
Dolly's not about it.
They take us.
The other sword rolls an 11, but I believe that misses because the 12 did. So now that I have hit her,
Mhm.
she has normal 2 hits on me. Actually, she has advantage because I use a reckless attack, which is why I was not rolling with disadvantage. But if she attacks anybody else in the party, she has automatic disadvantage.
So if she attacks you, she can do it twice. If she attacks anyone else, she has disadvantage.
She doesn't get to attack me twice. She just has advantage on the attack.
Okay.
So advantage to attack me, disadvantage to attack everyone else.
Okay. So as you do your one sword goes in and slashes right across the claw marks. So now she has this cool little design going on in the front. But it's not blood that's coming out. It's like this gooey, it kind of looks like the same consistency of the mud, and it's gross. And she's like, ah! Where are my sisters?
Uh-oh.
All right.
I just wanted to see how beautiful you were on the inside.
You were gonna see what your insides look like in my mud.
I
All
hope
right.
it smells better on the inside.
You need to make sure that her heart won't go on.
Oh, good job. Bravo.
All
I
right.
need a clip of that song now.
No. David, you're up. Dolly, you're next.
So first things up, Valtrex did do 19 points of damage because it was a crit. It was 2d10 because it was a crit.
Yep.
Oh, man. Right.
Oh, we'll do it.
20, yeah.
All right, so hold on.
Very
So it
nice.
doubled it. Yeah.
I don't like you anymore, so it's 19.
Sorry, that.
And then Oddmar hit for
9.
9. I thought it was 8.
I can look.
It's 8. Or at least I did math for 8, so I might have cheated.
You did cheat. It is 9.
Oh, cheating. All right. So the poor hag is not looking very good. All right. Well, nicely done. Nicely done. See, it was so high. We were like, no way. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I want to say the first round of this fight, I was very worried. Okay. So Zafin, you're up. Dolly, you're next.
I'm gonna go back to my good old standby here. I'm going to draw my bow and see if I can plug her. And I will use an
Are
inspiration
you going
die.
to look at her directly?
Nope. I am going to use an inspiration die so that I don't have disadvantage.
Okay.
And
He's like,
13?
13 does not hit.
Son of a biscuit eater.
So as you shoot, it goes right beside her, and it totally hits some of that sludge on the side, and then just kind of whoop, thuds in, and you hear this kind of distinct beep, like it hits some kind of stone on the inside of that muddy pond. All right. So who's up? Anything else? Do you have anything else? Do you have a bonus move or moving?
would you like to cast
No.
Bane again?
I would love to cast Bane again, but that's an action, so not so much.
All right. So Dolly, you're up, and the hag is after you. I mean, I don't mean after you. I mean, she's next. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna for yonder. And then looking at only her junk, and using an inspiration point so that I don't have disadvantage.
All right, you can look at her junk all you want, but it's kind of
Oh my
hanging
God.
loosely. You know.
Oh my
it's
God.
not all over it. It's like covering. Yeah, it's kind of. All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna chaos bolt that junk
Nice.
for 17.
17 hits. And so, what's it look like? What does the chaos bolt do?
She takes 15 points of 2, 3.
Junk damage.
I mean, it hurts
Uh,
even when you're a girl. Let me tell you,
That's
guys do
just-
not have the.
That sounds
yeah.
horrible.
15 points of thunder damage for her junk.
This could go very bad very quickly.
Thunder and lightning.
I want to describe it, but I'm afraid my moms are watching and I'll get in trouble. All right.
And since I
And thank heavens for that.
Since I
Alright.
cast a first level spell, I am also going to use Tempestuous Magic again and bloop myself behind this pillar and out of sight.
Excellent. She's like, ha ha! It hides. Which is totally what Dolly could do.
Take it, take it. Ugh.
All right.
Got your junk. Bye.
This poor hag was doing like she thought she was gonna kick y'all's butt. Now she's like falling apart and all in pieces, and she's like, I just wanted my sister. And then she attacks Oddmar because he's the closest, and she can barely move now. And you said she gets advantage when she attacks you, right?
That is correct.
Okay. So we're going to roll twice. 21.
Oh, yes.
All right, 21 hits. 6 points damage. So she goes in and she rallies with this last bit of strength, and she was like, "You're in my spot!" And she claws over, and the claws just go right across his skin, and there's just one little leak of blood comes out. One little tiny.
I take her 3 points of damage,
Yeah,
and I
all of
grin.
that for a drop of blood.
All of that for a drop of blood. All right, Master Fault, you are up. And Shaunus, you are next.
I just want to say that I know what Oddmar's shirt actually says, but I keep just filling in the blank with the sea, with married to the sea. But
And you were not the sailor among
I
us.
know,
That's
I
funny.
don't know what's wrong with me, what that says about me. But
Who gave him sound effects? Okay, go
I
ahead.
know he's like a college DJ all of a sudden.
They're not all me.
I know. You look at his face. You know who it is. All right, go ahead, Greg.
okay. Well, let's see. It didn't work last time, so let's try it again. Eldritch Blast. This time. Do I have inspiration points still? Hold on. Yes, I do. I'm going to use another one to counteract.
So you're not at disadvantage. That sounds fair.
Yes, yes. Good Lord. Okay, 7. I'm just
7.
shooting. I'm probably hitting like Oddmar at this point. Just like
So you send out the spell and it surrounds the hag, and she goes tickles.
just literally like just circles around her. Like it just. Yeah.
What? You don't think my laugh is good enough, Oddmar?
I had the witch's laugh. It,
Oh yeah.
oh,
I think a critique on my performance is what I'm getting right now. All right. I see who you are. All
I
right.
just wanna say,
So
Master Fault has some really cool character stuff coming up. He can't fight at all, but you know, he brings value in the form of storytelling.
But does he
it's
have
okay.
a sad and tragic backstory?
God,
He does. He does. It's super sad and tragic.
so frustrating. Man, if any of you have even a hint of tragedy in your backstories, I'm never going to shut up about it.
if Ishanis moves forward and just drowns himself in the mud, we know why. Okay, so Ishanis, you are up, and Val, you're next.
All right, Ashanis moves forward and drowns himself in the mud. Now, I'm going to jump into the fray here. Now, does a cantrip take an action or a bonus action?
Action,
It
unless
says
it says
on
otherwise.
the spell itself, it's usually an action, but it depends. There are
I
some
also-
that are on.
so
I'm
sorry.
looking.
I have a retroactive that I need to do. There's apparently 1d6 that goes along with Chaos Bolt as well.
Do it in a minute. Let Ishanas go. Go ahead, Ishanas.
Okay.
Look for
Alright.
casting time.
No, I got it. It's an action, so I can move and then take an action. So I am taking my action, which is Toll the Dead. And she has to make a wisdom saving throw. Thank you. Perfect. I thought that would work. Figured there was a bell ready. So she needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right, wisdom. Oh, she rolls bad this time. 4.
4. All right. So then she's going to take 1d12 necrotic.
All right.
I'm rolling that.
12.
And we're going to call that. It was on the 12, then it moved to the 2. So she takes 2.
Oh.
Shauna's had his moment where he could be badass, and he blew it.
I mean, that counts. So with that 2 that you hit, what does this spell look like? Tell us what it looks like, Dave.
Oh, gosh, I don't know.
Make it up, dude. You're a writer.
Well, I got to read what it does. I don't know the mechanics.
A giant bell descends over her head.
The vibrations, sad
Boom.
and tragic. You've never heard sadder bells ringing in your lives. Dolefully toning out 2 points of damage. So,
The poor sea hag. She's like, what is that sound? And she falls to her knees. She's not quite out, but holy moly, she's close. All right. So, Jess, did you want to retro your thing?
Sorry, yes. I apologize. Nope, not 2, just 1. It's a 2 that went along with that Chaos Bolt.
The hag
Was
died
that
back
extra
in
damage
time.
then?
It's
that what
just
that is?
part. It's just part of Chaos Bolt. It's 2d8 and then 1d6.
And that's damage.
So
though,
yes,
right?
it's
Yeah,
2
yeah,
points of
yeah,
damage.
Yeah.
All right. So for the last 2, so we're gonna say, so you took that damage earlier, so we're gonna say when that hits, when those sad tolling bells hit, the hag falls to her knees and she's like, I'll never see my sisters, and she collapses into the mud.
I
She's
literally depressed her to death.
out.
What a win for Shauna.
Wah, wah, wah.
Righting wrongs
You
would
only
like to
needed
take
to
a
roll
moment.
one more damage. You would have done it anyway. So if we do go back to hers, you were out. All right. So now you have the dead sea hag, and as she dies, you watch all of the mud bubbles for a minute. It bubbles and it kind of coats over her as she sinks into the mud, and it's bubbling and gross. And for a minute, it smells even worse, and more black nasty stuff comes up, and then it just settles down. The smell modifies, like it's not nearly as strong anymore, and all that black nasty disgustingness that was heading out, it whittles down until there's nothing leaving anymore. It's all gone. There's no black coming out.
And so now the bubbles are scrubbing.
For your next quest, okay.
Who has hand sanitizer? Anybody have any hand sanitizer?
I can prestidigitate you.
No, I'm good. I'm pretty good. Wash
All right.
with bacterial soap.
All right, what's next?
Now we have some chests, it looks like.
Yes, I see Admar and Dolly went right for the chests. I see that.
Oh, and the spirits fade.
Okay. That spirits were cool. I can't wait to learn more.
All
All right. the
Which
hag-
chest is the chest that we want?
Well, you can't tell. They look exactly the same. None of them says property of Lurch, so it's you can't tell. They're both metal chests. They are both sealed tight. There is lock. Does anybody have lock picking skills?
I do.
I also have detect magic,
I also have detect magic.
which might be useful before we go lock.
Yeah.
Taken.
And when it comes time to open the chests,
Mhm.
Udmar has danger sense. So if something is about to explode, he can jump out of the way.
Didn't that guy go?
Not warn anyone. Just jump out of the way.
open it.
Please, Oddmar would jump on it. Nice try. All right.
I can't remember.
No, I'm
his name.
saying that he could. Everybody else should stand back.
Rylan, is that who you're thinking of, Jess?
Yeah, the guy who wants.
The other fake god.
Yeah.
Helm?
No, not Helm. No. The gang leader
Oh,
guy.
Lurch.
who-
Lurch?
Rylan.
Lurch.
Thanks. He owns $15,000 of your butt.
Yes, that's Lurch.
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he told us not to open it.
Which is
Not that I'm opposed. I'm just saying we could end up getting Zapho killed. So,
But it would be open though. So you know.
It was open
How
when
do
we got
know
there.
which one this is?
Just
The hag did it. Take it up with her.
someone
think
put a
we should-
muddy handprint on it, and then it'll look like the hag did it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Just
touch the mud.
cut off the
Someone else
hag's
do that.
hand and like stick her hand in the mud and put it on.
So did Lurch say that? I know the other man said that who gave us the box to deliver. He said don't open it, but I don't remember Lurch saying that. Are you
My
sure?
memory's hazy. There was a lot of champagne between then and now. Okay.
I mean, in that case, we would need to just bring both chests because we don't know which one it is.
I mean, but he
mean-
didn't tell us what was inside, so how are we even gonna know which one's his, anyways?
That
Yeah,
is a
that's
very
true.
good point.
That
But
seems
what
like
if
an
we don't
argument
right.
for opening them.
It's like an Indiana Jones thing, and if we pick it up, it'll kill us.
Okay, everybody stand back, and I will try and pick up the first one.
I'm already standing back, so
Let's stand right next to
What
the
a
magical barrier.
surprise.
Valtrex,
I got
I'm
your
back.
back. Way back.
I am going to pick up the first chest and see if it blows up on me.
Okay. You pick it up, and it feels like it's heavier than it should be, but nothing happens.
Okay, I will move that chest over here beside the door. And then I will go over here to the other one.
Let me see if I can move it.
Should we loot the body of the hag? Does she have any pockets or anything? We could.
Can we
I mean,
loot
you
the
can try.
hag without getting in the mud?
Yeah.
I can just prestidigitate the mud off. If someone drags her out of the mud.
I feel as though the mud is probably a lot less sinister now than it was before.
Probably. But first,
does
let's
make
finish
sense.
Oddmar's. So Oddmar's picking up this chest first. So let's do that.
Yes.
All right. So
Shaunus has made sure that he is within the blast zone.
I'm with you in case you get hurt.
okay.
He's gonna jump out of the way, man.
All right. Oddmar picks it up and roll a.
Oh God.
I honestly didn't think anything would happen.
I always
Here we
forget.
go.
Hold on. Let me
Well, you
pull it
have
up.
danger sense, right, Oddmar?
Dexterity. Roll dexterity, Oddmar.
So yes, so this makes for advantage with that roll.
She's
Okay.
like, roll for plasma resistance, you know?
17.
17. All right. So as Oddmar picks the chest up, there's a little bit of mud under his foot, and but it doesn't unbalance him at all. He's fine. The chest, nothing at all happens. So he's all
Wow.
good.
Okay. Then I move both chests outside, and
Wait, somebody's got to drag
Outside or to the door?
no, outside.
Okay.
What did you have something you wanted to say first, Idolatrous, before I do that?
Just if someone can drag the hag out of the mud, so I can prestidigitate her and then sort through her pockets. That
Okay, so I will put one chest underneath one arm and then drag the hag out with my other hand as I walk past. And-
Okay.
and-
So roll a. Actually, is everyone watching them try to get the hag out? Because remember, the hag's under the mud right now, right? Is everyone watching? Because if
Yeah.
everyone is watching, roll a. I really suck at this game. Perception?
Okay.
Perception.
Yeah, I think perception's going to be the one.
Sure.
12.
17.
I don't see squat.
10.
Six.
No, 8.
I rolled a
Alright.
7.
So yeah, everyone is looking for the hag and they can't find him. And Val, what you see is you notice a piece of cloth that has a little bit of that pink from your nail sticking on it. So you see a little bit of cloth.
Are you saying the hag is gone?
Well, there's a little piece of cloth
Is the
Uh,
little piece of
Oddmar
cloth
can't find
on
the
the
hag.
hag, or is the
in the
little
mud.
there
Right, y'all are
instead of
looking in the mud.
hag? Okay.
You're not going to find out unless you pull on the cloth, right? At least Val tells you,
When
because
I
nobody
reached
else saw
down-
anything else.
Yeah, I see like her
Uh,
her moo or whatever she had on with my stuff on it. So
I
She's
picture
over
the rest of
there.
us just sitting in
All
a
right,
circle.
so Val
staring at
shows
this
you
thing.
the cloth then. So now everyone sees
yes,
the cloth.
if I reach in and grab into the mud and
So
pull,
she became a shirt.
Don't give away my punchline.
Points.
So Oddmar reaches in, he's got the two chests on one side, and he reaches over to pick up the cloth that Val showed him, and he braces to pull up the hag, and he pulls up and he almost stumbles over because all it is a piece of cloth. There's no hag.
gross.
she was melting. Melting.
What a world.
What a world. All right. So what do we got?
So we have a little piece of cloth and two chests. Yes, so maybe if the mud is not so nasty anymore, we will look around in the mud and just, go through and
Mud fight.
out.
All right.
Actually, can I use mold earth to just like pick up chunks of mud and fucking throw
Oh.
it all over the place?
Probably. Yeah, I think absolutely.
We'll
Let's
just
do it.
push to the side.
All right.
Throwing the mud everywhere.
So
Why?
as you throw out the mud, why don't y'all do investigation?
Sure.
I know that
There's-
each one of these
there's
pieces
gotta
of
be
mud
loot
being
in this
thrown
fucking place.
is landing on me.
5.
Finally, a decent roll. 17.
Holy crap.
Mark?
20.
Where's the
All right.
loot?
Well, apparently moving all this mud is working great because
20.
y'all are noticing everything underneath here. All right. So you find the first thing you see are Oddmar's axes.
Oh, good. There we
So
go.
We
you've
should
got
pick
his-
those
you've
up.
got his axes back. So there's his axes. You also see one of the axes, the handle, it has one of Zaphin's arrows in it. So the arrows in the axe just happened to hit. I don't know. It just happened that way.
That was a
and-
very impressive shot.
That's what I was aiming for. It really was.
That makes a lot of sense.
So as more mud pulls out, you start to see that there is a tunnel, kind of like if you were actually going to clean this thing, which obviously had never happened, that's where the drain would be. And so that drains all the way out down to the ocean, right? Or at least out to the outside of the building. So you're assuming it goes out to the ocean. And you can see there is a bit of hag disgustingness that kind of just traveled down it.
Ugh.
So the
So
sea
if I
people
lift-
pump their sewage onto land, and the land people dump their sewage so it goes in the ocean.
I mean, it
Sounds
sounds
about
only
right.
fair to me.
Yeah,
That's only
makes
fair.
sense.
If I lift that grate, is there anything else down there? Hag-
When you lift the grate, water starts to come in.
Put the grate back.
Yeah, that's
You're fine.
ideal.
All right, so the pool is now clear of mud, but it's starting to fill up with water.
Okay,
Fine by me.
I guess we're getting out of here.
I guess so.
Guess it's cleaner now.
Yeah.
We did our civic duty
We got to go find
by
Lurch.
getting rid of the duty.
But one question.
Nice.
So how do we don't want him to take both chests.
I guess we just say, hey, there's two chests, and
Pick your
maybe
favorite.
one is yours and the other one
Right.
is ours. But
we
give
could
us
do
an
like lost
identifying
and
feature.
found rules. Yeah,
What
like
if
we could
we,
ask him to identify the chest. Like
what if
describe
we
it.
open? Can we close the chest? Can we relock the chests once they're opened?
if you open it with your thieves' tools, then yes.
So what if we open both chests and put everything in one chest and give him the crap chest, and then he doesn't get
I
anything?
thought the whole point of this was to get Zepho off the hook, not put
But
it on
if
the hook in him.
And as was pointed out already, we don't know which chest he is after.
But what
So
if
we might
take
not know
the
by
hag-
looking inside.
But let's put everything in one chest and take everything, and then the chest we put everything in, we'll cover it in hag goo, and then he won't want that one. And then he'll be like, no, I'll take the one that doesn't have, like, hag juice all over it, and then he has
Juice.
nothing. We're like, haha, well, that's the one you picked. Sorry, price is right.
I feel like
I will-
ultimate.
I
like
will
ultimate-
do whatever the party says, but my vote is for the whichever thing is most likely to save Zephyr, and I think that is to take both chests back to Lurch.
Yeah, I feel like he's not going to feel particularly bound by his word if we try to scam him.
Well, what if when we get to Lurch, we give him one chest and hide the other behind our back, and when he opens it and he's like, this isn't mine, be like, oh, sorry, that's for someone else, can we have it back? And then we take it, and then we give him the one that's actually his. And then we can have
You know who should be making this decision? It should be Zephyr's choice.
But
So-
he didn't do any damage to the hag at all.
Yeah, I was going to say he bravely stood in the doorway,
Watched us all work hard.
failed to cast Bane, and then missed with an arrow.
But it is his
I
life.
didn't miss. I hit an axe.
As a fellow ineffectual combatant, I sympathize with Zathan's plight.
Although Og also has a good point, as inspiration from the sky, that if we kill Lurch, then we get to keep both chests.
That's true.
So I
The
think
DM might not be ready for that that option.
So
That is
Don't
her
worry about
problem.
the DM. Yeah, that's right. Don't worry about the DM.
instead of 4 weddings and a funeral, this is 1 wedding and a murder.
What if we tell Lurch we can't tell which chest is his, but we killed the grossness, but we put the chest in with our friends who go nuclear when you kill them, and then we get them to kill each other, and then we take both chests. I don't know why I want to kill everyone and take all the things.
You're a
It's
D&D
the way you were
player.
raised. It's nature. Nature versus nurture. This was definitely the nurture.
Val,
Can we
you
just
have
ask
gone
Lurch
full-
to describe the chest that
Yeah.
we were supposed to get?
I
We've
think
got
that's
2 chests.
fine.
I
One of them
feel
is
like I should
yours.
put forth, since you can't actually see the chest, that they are identical.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to say that again, since you're not actually looking at them.
I'm thinking of the greater good as well. Like, what if something is really, like, he shouldn't have it because he's bad, but we're less bad than he is, so we should have it more than he
But
should.
are we really?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna
I
say,
mean-
I like it not good. Not that we're good, but we're less bad, maybe.
I'm definitely less bad than him, probably.
You've gone full murder hobo. Come on.
All right, as y'all are talking, that water is starting to fill up.
We're gonna drown.
Not worried about it.
It's starting
No, we
to-
still have our
Yeah, we have to put them on. You have limited time, so I'm just warning you that
All right,
So
water
is
starting
there
to-
a hole in the top?
There's not. There's a hole on the side, but you see bubbles escaping.
Okay,
How
well, I
high
guess we just better, like, beat it back for the place and figure it out later.
Yeah.
Spend
Let's
the
get
entire
the chest.
trip back
Let's
arguing
get
about
back
it.
over there. We'll figure it out. I say we make Lurch tell us how to figure out which one is his.
Okay. I will carry the
What
chest
does
back.
your chest look like, Mr.
All right, so we have both chests, and we're heading back to the palace. Yes.
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 All right. So we're gonna head back to the palace. Is anyone gonna We're gonna assume. Well, no. Sorry. Let me back up. So as y'all leave the ex hag place, that muck that was over, it's already started to rise, and the ocean has started to clear around this one. You can see farther now than you could see before, and you do see some of the other buildings still have this gross, disgusting muck around them. But this one, it's all just, it's starting to clear. It's starting to, it's almost like if you were on a hill, it's like a fresh breeze came through. Like it just feels better. And all the nasty mud that you would have on you from out there, it just washes off in the salt water. Like it's kind of like you just had a nice refreshing bath and that mud is going bye-bye.
I mean, I'm gonna guess that the other two hags are where the other fart clouds are.
Probably.
Yeah,
I would be okay with taking the other two out.
Oh yes,
Hmm?
for sure.
I mean, this is just this is vile, awful, horrible.
I mean, that's 4 more chests that we'll get.
And there, could be a lot more loot involved.
Yeah, and no
If we-
lurch requiring any chests. So.
Right.
If we don't let her fall into the pit before she dies, we can loot her corpse.
Yes.
Yes?
Silence.
I mean-
Is there a decision? Are y'all changing directions now?
So,
do we
how
want
long-
to finish up with Lurch before we go back and handle the other hags?
How many more
long do
chests
we
can you
have
carry?
before the wedding?
Water, all of them.
He's like 17 more chests.
That's true. In the water, any of y'all could carry them probably. Yeah.
Oh, that's
He
good.
can get them out of the building. Yeah, it's not that.
Well, it depends
Except
on
they're-
what's in them.
They're pretty dense, but still.
I
He
mean,
can carry them all. It's kind of like this, the coconut, and the swallow. It's not really can he carry them because he can carry almost unlimited weight. But where is he going to grip them? Right? This is the
Right.
thing, right? He's
Was
going to
this
have
an
to actually-
African?
We could
Oddmar,
tie it
or-
on a line, a bit of creeper.
All right.
can we we're in no danger if we leave the chests in this room, right? And then come back for them.
I mean, I don't know.
Anyone could come into the
What are
room.
you asking me for?
I don't like that plan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not.
don't want to leave
Make
just
Oddmar
mine.
carry 'em.
Fudge that.
I'm not loving that one. I think we take the chest back. So if we took the chest back, would we still have I'm assuming we would not have time to go deal with more hags before the wedding.
It's only a few minutes to go back, right?
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
And
We
these
still have
bags only
plenty
take
of time.
10 minutes
In
to
a
kill. They're
private
easy.
room.
All right,
So we
so
can-
let's stash the chests back somewhere we feel is safe, and then we can go deal with more hags.
Because this is clearly what Helm wants us to do. Whether we want to make Helm happy or not, this gets us off his list.
Right. I mean, they're trying to summon a god or an aspect or something. So
With their butts. That's
with
gross.
their butts.
Yeah.
Right.
A butt
Right.
god.
Yeah.
Yes. hmm That's probably not Helm's jam. Probably why we're here. All makes sense.
It is butt jam.
Butt jam, yeah. I was going there too.
Helma's the only
This
butt
game's
god.
really taking a different direction than I was picturing. All right.
There's only room for one butt god, and that's Helm, I guess.
Well, I think he was that flatulent god, right? Wasn't there a lot of farting in the play? I'm trying to remember.
There was, in fact,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Fart
That's what I'm
god,
remembering.
that's it, yeah.
All right. So are we gonna head? Are we heading to Lurch? Are we heading to one of the other
Drop
places?
off the chests. Just stash them. We're not giving them to Lurch. We're just
So,
stashing them.
Put Master
Dolly,
Vault's
why don't
blanket over
you
them.
Yes.
you mold earth and make holes, and we'll put the
Ooh.
chests down in there.
There we go.
Can we do that
Yeah.
in our room?
Or we
you
can
what?
do it out here.
Because it's
Oh.
sand, right? That's close enough to dirt.
We just put a
Alright.
real big red X on the sand, right?
You're just gonna be able to
Marks the
find them
spot.
again.
Don't forget
one will
where
dig
they're at,
there.
Oddmar. Maybe you should
I am
jam
not in
your
charge
axe.
of remembering things like that.
Oh, I'm not gonna remember.
All right, who's in charge of remembering?
It's
Master
on
Vault.
the yeah, I see it. It's on the 5 clockwise. Or sorry, 7 clockwise.
What if we all roll perception, and the person who rolls highest is the person who has to remember?
Has to
Okay.
remember.
God.
I
Fine.
like that. I mean, I can even hide them, so we could.
Oh no. All right, leave the sick person in charge of remembering where the chests are buried. Perfect.
17.
I think
Yeah, I got
Ashana's might have the
21.
highest.
Oh, wow.
No, I have a 21. So
Oh,
Mhm.
yep. So you're gonna bury them and remember them. I actually think that's fair.
Yeah. Because if there's
Alright.
one person we trust to leave with
Okay.
treasure, bury it,
Right here.
and remember it's Dolly.
Absolutely.
So-
Whoops, I forgot.
All right, you
where
can see
they
the chest
were.
right now, right?
This little light right here that's outside the entrance. I'm gonna shove them
I
under
gotta-
there so that
Oh,
I
is that where
can't
you're gonna
cross-
shove them? All right, let me move them then.
Yeah.
All right.
That was the wrong tool.
All right,
Okay.
mold earth. Very.
Is that so? I have a meta question. Is that a spell slot?
No, it's a cantrip.
No.
I can cast it as much as I like.
And it sounds like.
And they are now hidden, so we shall see if she remembers next week. All right, I want,
Oh.
you know what? That's what we're going to vote on. So we ready for the audience to vote? We're going to vote on whether Dolly, because she is sick and on meds right now. So we're going to vote on whether Dolly will remember where the chests are next week. And actually tell the party, because quite frankly, I mean, she could pretend this is
That
Dolly.
seems to be the bigger question.
Yes. So we need to vote yes or no, whether Dolly is going to remember next week where the chests are.
Taking a screenshot.
No, that's cheating. That's not remembering. No tools. Dolly doesn't have those tools that Jess has.
Well, Dolly isn't really sick either.
That's true.
That's
True,
also true.
Dolly's
That's
fine.
also true. All right, so we're gonna vote and we're gonna see, and let's see if the audience is correct. Then there'll be a treat in for you. I don't know what it is, but I'll figure it out. If the audience is incorrect, then there'll be a punishment. So we'll see what the
What?
audience decides. No, actually, that doesn't work.
Wait,
because
that doesn't
Dolly's
work.
gonna know. Yeah, because Dolly's gonna know what they say.
Because then if they say that I'll remember, then I'll
Maybe I'll give the audience a treat if they're right or wrong.
That sounds all.
I will
How about
decide
if
what
I
to do, but for
can't
now we'll have to
remember,
do the
I
vote
can
up.
Inspiration point.
I'm working on it.
I'm assuming Zafo is working on it. So whether she's going to remember it, yes, or not remember it, no.
My attempted poll question does not meet the guidelines.
Did you put bad words in it?
Is booty a bad word?
Yes, apparently.
Apparently, yes.
Yes, that would be a bad word. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was trying to, little double entendre there,
Even
but
Hag's chest seems maybe like borderline.
seriously, right?
All right, so make sure everyone votes yes or no, whether Dolly will remember. All right. So while the voting continues, we can go on to the next hag. You ready to go to the next hag?
Hag number 2.
Faith in me.
This really is
I
Darkest
am
Dungeon. There's
hagbound.
3 hags and everything. It's hilarious.
Sludge. Yeah, that's appropriate too. I'll put a gator in here. It'll be fun. All right. So if everyone, we're just going to use the same jar map. So we're going to pretend. Hag's in the same spot. So if everyone just wants to enter however they wish to enter.
Whoa. This is Dungeons and Dragons. This is not pretend. Sorry, I had to.
It's pretend with math and spreadsheets. It's your favorite kind of pretend. What are you talking
It
about?
is. Oh my god, I have to share this. So, Eve
Can
Online.
you share it
this-
after we fight the thing?
Yeah,
I will
okay,
remind
okay.
you. I'm even going to
Thank
write it
you.
at the top so you can.
Thank you very much.
Because I know what story you're going to tell. All right, so I wrote notes. All right, so we're going to go back. So y'all are entering, and that is where you all are. Is anyone looking at the hag?
No
No.
way.
Nope. All right, so y'all were smart. Let's do this again. Everyone roll initiative.
Okay.
All right, this time.
And I made the hag
And-
go away. Now I got to bring it back.
I am using another inspiration.
Nice.
As am I.
As am I.
19.
14.
13.
Are you flipping kidding me? So, with rolling with advantage, I rolled a 7 and a 2,
Very nice.
I have
which
a
gives
20.
me an initiative of 11. I broke double
20
digits.
Is odd. All right. And then what did you get, Master Fault?
I had 20.
You also a 20? So how do we decide if two people do a 20?
Whoever has
It's
the higher
usually
dex.
whoever has the highest dexterity goes first.
Or
So who has
whoever
the highest
flies.
dexterity? Master Fault, what's yours?
13.
Odd?
I got an 18.
Oh, I thought you got a 20.
No.
All right, so you got an 18, so never mind, we're good. But that's good to know, dexterity. So if you get the
Dollar
same
Tricks, what
dexterity
did you
goes.
roll?
I rolled a 13.
I rolled a
13.
19.
19 for Val, 13 for Dolly, 7 for Zay. Ishana's 14, right?
Yep.
And then Master Fault was a 20. All right. I did not roll for the hag. Okay, well then. So where are we? So Master Fault, you are first, then Val, then Odd, then Ishanas, then Dolly, then Zay, and then the hag. We'll see if she keeps up this horrible rolling or if she kicks butt like her sister tried to and succeeded for one round. All
Batting
right,
clean.
so Master Fault, you are up. Val, you are next.
Okay, I'm gonna move up here beside Oddmar. And using inspiration to counter disadvantage, I'm going to triple down on my terrible. Oh no! First, I'm going to cast Hex.
So you actually already had cast it.
Oh,
You're still concentrating on it, and you
Okay.
can simply use your bonus action to shift it to this hag.
great! I'm doing that then.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
And then I am going to cast Eldritch Blast, and we'll see what happens.
Let's see if this one works.
It definitely does not. 8.
An 8, yeah, no, that does not hit.
I just
So
wanna,
yet again, these little glowy glitter comes and covers the hag, and she's like, "What is this?"
I just want to point out that this is with a +5 modifier. It's getting these terrible rolls.
That is epically bad.
All right, so Val, you are up. Odd, you are next.
All right. I'm going to move up. Wait, come here. I'm going to move up to the edge of the muck pit. And I'm going to whack this hag with a thorn whip,
Ooh, nasty.
which I create a long vine-like whip covered in thorns that lashes out toward a creature in range. It makes a melee spell attack against the target. If the attack hits, the creature takes 1d6 piercing damage. And if the creature is large or smaller, you pull the creature up to 10 feet closer to you.
Ooh.
Because I want her out of her poo pit.
Sounds fair.
Yes, and closer to you does not have to be direct. So if you wanted to pull her over here, you could. Or, over here. And then she would be next to the edge, and I could run up and attack her.
Yeah, I will pull her, to the edge, not close to me. Yeah. So let me roll it first to see.
I was
if it
gonna say, what
actually
did you roll? Yeah.
works. Well, that didn't work well. 12.
12 did not hit.
Dang it.
So as you slash out, she dodges just a little bit and it hits right in the mud right by her feet. And of course, all you hear is a and that's it.
Okay.
Hey, it's hard to hit the darn thing when you can't look at her. That's fair.
So, Valtrex, before I do anything, are you done moving?
Yes.
Did you use all of your movement?
You mean like distance-wise?
Right.
No, I didn't.
So if you want to finish moving, you can move somewhere else.
So
Is that a hint?
right there.
Sounds like a hint.
So 5, 10. All right, we'll go right here to the other edge of the pit.
All right, Admar's up, and Ishanas, you're next.
So it looked like we'll go there. And yes, as I throw hand axes, and the spirits swirl around, and Odmar says, "Hello. We just thought you should know that that we killed your sister, and so now we are here to kill you too." And
My sister!
well, no, not anymore.
I was surprised you didn't say, wait, which one? Because how I feel about this depends on which one it is.
She didn't think that far ahead.
Okay. So let's see. I have disadvantage on these rolls. So does a 13 hit?
13 does not hit.
Okay. And the other one. And then probably an 8 does not hit either.
Nope.
So, okay, all done.
So apparently y'all's first attacks really suck, right? Just works
Those are
after.
not
So I wouldn't be disheartened at this point.
Excuse
But I
me,
will say
all
it's
of my
like a
attacks
repeat,
suck.
right? It's like a repeat of the first time. One axe on one side down and the other axe on the other side down. All right. So let's see. Shaunus, you're up. Dolly, you're next.
All right. Shaunus is going to get up here next to Odmar. And I am going to use Sacred Flame, which is a dexterity save or take 1d8 radiant.
1d8 dexterity save. All right, let me roll dexterity. This one. 13.
That'll do it.
All right, so what were you sending out?
Well, no, she saved. It's nothing.
Okay. So whatever it is Shaunus did, she magically
was
jumped out of the
Sacred
way.
Flame. It was a flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range, but she saved.
So you send out the flame, but a little gas bubble pops up, and it just catches them. There's a little tiny explosion, but it's far away from everyone, and it doesn't hurt anyone at all. All right, so Dolly,
She
you're next.
used her fart shield.
Yeah,
That's right.
apparently.
It's
There you go.
very handy. It's exactly what she did. All right, Dolly, you're up. Zafin, you're next.
All right. Well, I'm going to stay exactly where I am because I can and cast Ray of Frost at her junk.
You have something wrong with your junk? I mean, come on, man.
Very
Poor
junk.
I'm not looking her in the eyes, man.
Oh. So everyone else
If-
looking at her toes, and she's like, screw that. I'm looking at her junk, man.
It's a bigger target than her toes.
It's true. It's true. She's got a point. Y'all should listen to Dolly. All right, Dolly.
Ow. I rolled 2 17s.
What? Yeah, that's hit.
Wow.
Hit. See, it works. Y'all need to start looking at her junk.
Direct junk hit.
I don't know that I need to hit her that badly.
5 frost damage, and her movement speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Yeah, her
Nice.
junk is frozen. It's really
I'm
hard
not-
to walk like that.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to be happy until someone gets a critical
Pull your
junk
groin,
hit.
man.
All right, and he said 5 damage, right?
Yes, and she's chilled.
She is chilled indeed. So as the spell hits her junk, she's like, what is that? It's cold. All right.
Who freezes
I
someone
just
in the
envisioned
junk?
Oh, no.
icicles. I'm sorry.
If I could, I would definitely freeze someone in the junk.
All right. So who was next? Zafin, right? Zafin, you're up. The hag is next.
All right. So, first up, I need to move. I need to move up a little bit. I think that's far enough. So that's 1, 2, 3. Yep. So I am clear there. We're gonna try this one more time.
You got to do the voice. Do the voice, then it will work.
Well, he did the quote.
Bane without love. Bane, I can't get enough. Bane, I like it rough. 'Cause I'd rather cast Bane than nothing at all.
Harps?
So a DC 12 charisma save.
DC 12 charisma. She rolled an 8.
Da, 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 da. It worked.
Victory.
Alright.
Nice.
So that's minus 4d whenever she does the saving throw. Is that
1d4.
1d4.
Yes.
That's what I meant. Sorry. 1.
And by the way, I would like to point out to all of you Baners that the opposite of that spell is bless.
Bless.
And that gives the party members a d4 that they can add. And we don't have to roll saving throws for that. That just works.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
I'm aware.
I didn't know. That's cool. All right. I mean, I totally know all the
And
things
it's
that
up to. Is it up to 3, just like Bane?
Yes.
Huh?
All right. So that was Zay. All right, now the hag. She's like, it's gold in my sisters. I need them. You are going to pay. And she can only go 20, right?
I kill your sister.
We're going
You
to
say it
kill
so nicely. I can't be
you.
mad at you. Okay.
Technically, Ashanis did.
So she's gonna that I killed your sister thing really pissed her off. So she is going to attack Admar, as I'm sure he intended. And she rolls a 19.
Yes, that is going to hit.
All right, so she claws out with her claw. She's like, "Look at me! Look at me!" And
No,
then she
not
hits
going
it.
to.
And she hits for 8.
Okay. Yeah, I will go ahead and take that.
All right.
You're gonna get an infection, dude.
Yeah, somebody's gonna have to lovingly clean his wounds. All right.
Not it.
Admar's like my ghost girlfriend. I'll take care of it. All right. So that's 4. That was the hag. That is all she has, since no one will look at her. Not fair. I want to use my fun things. So, Master Fault, you are up, and Val, you are next.
Okay. This time, I'm going
This
to try something
time.
a little different. Because
Og says that Admar just got herpes, just for the record.
since I can't roll for crap, I'm going to make her roll. And I'm going to
Nice.
cast Mind Sliver.
Oh.
Ooh.
She has to roll an intelligence saving throw of 13.
She's pretty smart. She rolled a 14.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's with the minus 1d4.
Ah.
No,
Don't
no,
forget
hold
about
on.
Bane.
Let me roll the d4. Thank you for reminding me. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
please. And she rolled a 4, so forget it. That's a 10 now. Oh,
Nice.
Bane worked.
Okay.
Bane worked.
So I've driven a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of her. And then she takes this 1d6 of damage. And because I have hexed her, she gets another d6 of damage.
Nice.
So a total of 9 damage.
9 damage.
Yes, finally.
All right, so what's it look like when you damage her?
She shrieks and clutches her head, and because her brain hurts from the inside and she can't find a way to relieve the pain.
All right.
Ice cream headache.
Yeah, but like times 3.
I mean, he did 9
Okay.
damage, so it
She's
must be
dying.
times 9, right?
Yeah.
Triple scoop.
3 times as bad as an ice cream headache, because this is pretty bad.
All right,
They
now
are.
it's your turn, and Odd, you're next.
Okay. Let's see. I'm really torn whether I claw her again or I hit her with my vicious mockery.
Her head hurts right now.
Then I'm gonna hit her with my vicious mockery. She has to make a wisdom saving throw of 12.
All right, and this time I'll do it right and do the -4. Oh. 16. That was with the -4.
Jeez.
Ooh.
I know she's one tough.
And I had a really good insult lined up for her.
Well,
Val starts to say the insult, and then some gas comes up, and it just goes right in her mouth.
Ugh.
Ugh.
You Dutched oven, didn't you? Dutched.
Touched up in All right, Odd, you're up. Ishanis, you're next.
Okay. Moontooth is a big miss.
Oh.
Flame Claw is a big hit.
Excellent.
So another 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. All right, so what's it look like when you hit her?
It looks like a sword hitting a hag.
But not in the
That's a
face,
word
right?
picture.
Not in the eyes.
I know y'all can't wait to read his next book, right?
The question is-
No, so we are dancing back and forth a little bit, and then she reaches out to claw at my head, and I dodge underneath and stab up into her armpit. And
better. That's
that makes her laugh because she's like sort of contrary and things.
She's like, ow! Good shot. All right. And that's it, yes?
Yes.
All right, Ishanis, you're up. Dolly, you're next. Look, we're learning how to do this. I like it. I mean, I'm learning. Some of you already know.
All right. Well, he's already up front, so Ishanis is just going to look at her and ask her if she's heard anything about my backstory. I'd love to tell you in the form of Toll the Dead.
Ishanis starts to talk, and the hag looks at Oddvar and goes, stab me again!
Mournful bells play, and she must make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
As she accepted Ishanis' sad and tragic backstory as her savior.
She's like, you poor man! Nope. She rolled a 20. She's like, you just killed my sister! Screw your story! All right.
I am outraged. Okay, so yeah, I can't do anything else. The only other thing I could do correct this move, and I don't want to move. So
He's like, no, I'm gonna sit here and sulk. All right, Dolly, you're up. Zafin, you're next.
I don't even want to move out of the way.
that was even with Bane. She saved. Oh,
Well, it would have because she rolled a 19. So if she
Right.
if she did a 4, it would have been
Yeah.
a 15. I did
Maybe
forget to
she
roll. You were correct.
Move to Shamus. All right, I guess
mind your way. Just,
little
just
bit,
take it.
yeah.
Take the shot. Take the shot.
No, I'll hit everyone because I can't stand in the spot.
Take the shot. I want to heal people.
Even if it's me, I don't
Right.
care.
He's like, just injure someone, damn it. This feels like against the Hippocratic Oath.
Shoot
All
your
right.
shot, Abby says.
I'm gonna throw another chaos bolt her way.
Okay.
Pow. Uh-oh. Well,
Not it.
no, it doesn't.
Look,
Let's
it's
see
hard to
what
hit something you're not
kinda
looking at.
damage is flying around. So, looks like some lightning. I'm like a Sith Lord. I'm like, but I totally missed, and I hit Nishanis instead and singe his butt.
Oh!
Should have moved.
And how does Ishanis react?
This makes me very sad. Really.
Just not even a jump scare, just oh.
Oh.
I'm not
Like-
mad. I'm just disappointed.
Right. I'm not mad as much as I am disappointed. Absolutely. He just has strong dad energy.
Should be
Just look back at
disappointed
her.
in yourself for standing in the way as a healer. Get out of the way.
And for the record, the sea hag goes, you could have melted my junk! All right. So, Safen, you're up, and the hag is next.
All right. So, I'm going to yell at the hag again, and I'm going to say, your best attack against a mind flayer is starvation. And cast vicious mockery.
Colin Mockery? Can you cast Colin Mockery? That'd be awesome.
Yeah. It's a DC 12 Wisdom save.
All right, wisdom.
Don't forget to
Minus
barbaric.
D4.
Minus D4. Well, she better roll high D4. And she did 11.
Da-da-da! She takes 2 points of psychic damage, and her next attack roll is at disadvantage.
Okay. All right, which is good because she is next. And although
So, with that disadvantage, if she attacks me, then it's a normal roll, because
Okay.
otherwise she would have advantage. And she has disadvantage on everyone else.
okay, well, she's definitely attacking you because your sword's kind of still out of her arm, sticking from her underarm there. All right, so she is going to attack Oddmar.
I jiggle it around a little.
You jiggle her. She's like, ah! Well, at least I don't have to shave now. All right.
Ew. Hag
Okay.
pit. Ugh.
Really? She's kicking butt in all her rolls, and now she rolls a 9. So she tries to attack you, but with all the headache that's going on and all this other, and everyone yelling at her, she kind of, she accidentally uses the arm that's like impaled. So she just completely doesn't hit you at all. And that's all she can do. So, Master Fault, you're up. Val, you're next.
Okay. Doing it again. This time it's going to work. Eldritch Blast, roll for advantage. Or roll at advantage. So normal roll because and I'm targeting directly her frozen junk.
It seems to work better.
So here we go. We're going to see if it does. It does not.
Oh, no!
7.
As you go to cast it, she had attempted to hit Oddmar, so she moves just to the side, and it goes right between her legs and totally misses her altogether.
And Fault is like, I swear
All right.
this doesn't normally happen. It normally is fine, you know.
This doesn't usually happen to me.
Yeah. Never happened before today.
I usually blast
just-
on the try.
I'm really tired. Okay.
I'm really tired.
You're really
Um,
heavy on the Eldritch and really light on the blast, I have to say.
All right, Val, you're next, and then Oddmar.
I'm gonna move up 1 square. Maybe. And I'm gonna go with Old Faithful, my Manimal Claws, Primal Savagery.
Nice.
And that's a 24.
Oh, all right.
Nice.
So was that a
No, that's to hit. And so the
I know, but what was it? Did you do a 20?
Yeah,
No,
20
it was
plus-
not a. It was not a crit. It's a.
Okay.
It's a 19 plus 5.
All right, but you did 10 damage?
Yep.
All right. So what does it look like?
Giant fluorescent pink claws that drip with pink acid form up from my hands, and you hear the sound of like a very angry badger, which is like and I slash her.
We don't need your sound effects, Oddmar. We got this.
Clearly.
All right, so you slash her for 10 points of damage. She's like, ah! I was saving that snack for later. All right. So she's bloody. She would have fallen to her knees. She's holding her right arm still up some, but she would have fallen to her knees, except that she's kind of still stuck on Oddmar's sword, and he's taller than her. So she's not quite getting there. All right. So Oddmar, you're up. Ishanis, you're next.
Okay, so I kick her in the stomach to remove the one sword and then scissors the swords across her throat.
Ooh.
So, the first roll is a natural 20.
All right, you took her down. What did it look like?
You are not going to cheat me of rolling that damage.
Oh, you want to roll the damage? Sorry.
12 points of damage. And let's see, and the other sword missed. But okay, so yes, so that's what it looks like. I kick her in the stomach, shoves her back, and then leaned forward and scissors both swords across her throat. Head goes flying off, and I immediately grab everything and pull it out of the muck, so she does not go away.
Oddmar has learned. All right. So as she dies, you have all this muck, just leaving her gut. It smells very much like the mud, quite frankly. Just spurting out of her head, but it's like thicker than blood, so it's not like hitting the ceiling or anything. It's just kind of like blood. And so it's kind of getting all over poor Oddmar, but he doesn't care because he's got the body now. And the mud did the same exact thing it did with the other hag. So it all bubbles up, and then it all settles down, and the smell cuts down to very little. And all the black that was heading out the back, it stops heading out the back too. So
I would like to propose that Oddmar give Ishanis a celebratory hug.
Well, Ishanis is standing next to me, so
I'm
when that
sure
happens, everything splatters all over him.
Again.
I just look up like typical.
So I do think that we should look in this mud pool like we did the last one.
Well, your axes were at the bottom of it, so yeah, probably a good idea. Also, I'll give you a quick prestidigitation, both of you, so the smelly guts are off you. Ugh.
Thank you.
Right. Molder, fling the muck, fling it
All right,
everywhere.
as you fling the muck, you start to see that there are 2 chests that are hidden. I didn't put them on the map, so y'all are just going to have to trust me at this point. There are 2 chests in there. They don't look anything like the other 2. Like the other 2 were gold and shiny. These 2 are wooden, and they look a little beat up, but they're pretty covered, so I don't think the mud got in. They are locked, though.
For now.
It might be time for you to do your double foot entry into the chest and become a shirt once more.
Yes, so I will pick up first chest and see if anything happens, and then if not, the other one too. And then we will go bury these as well.
All right, so you picked... You're going to pick up the chest and break them, right?
No, just pick up the chest and see if there's traps or whatever.
Oh, okay. So as you pick them up, it's the same as before. Nothing happens.
Okay. And Ishanis, I do not have any more rages for the day. So when we fight the last hag, I will be taking full damage. And I am 8 points down. If you wanted to heal somebody, I would be happy to be that somebody.
I will take that under advisement.
Okay. In that case, I will go put those chests with the others.
Oh, we're gonna bury them all in the same place? Don't put
Unless
your
you
booty in
want
one basket.
to remember more places.
Well, if I put them in the same place at every place, then I only have to remember one place for all 3.
And I put these out underneath the light in front of this tome.
Okay, perfect.
I'll bury them.
All right, and for sakes of brevities, let's do a quick battle. Am I allowed to cheat, or do you want to fight the last hag next time?
No, let's fight him next time.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're on our last leg here. We're out of rages. Right. I only have I have 1 level 1 spell slot and 2 level 2 spell slots left, so I'd say it's probably a good chance we could get fucked up.
And surely I will roll better next time.
Surely.
Surely.
Surely. Yeah.
I feel good about it, but I will do what the party wants.
I will give Oddmar that heal. So here you go, Oddmar. You get 6.
Very good. Thank you.
But if we cheat, then we can just go do the wedding and the everything else, and
And we can find out what's in the chests, and we can figure out how to screw Lurch over.
Yes.
And we kind of know the shape of these fights. We know what it's going to be like. So, I mean, I'm okay with it.
missing, and
Sarah,
Yeah, I'm
did you-
okay with just saying same in the next place.
Okay.
Because all of your hit points are pretty high, right? And Amar was the only one that got hit, and his is now pretty close to full again, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I am okay with assuming that you also killed that hag.
Okay. Sure.
Okay,
I
is that
used-
fair?
Yeah, I used 2 spells in this one, so I'll use 2 spells again because that sounds about fair. Also,
Hungry Caterpillar's Blast. Okay, that's awesome. Somebody write that down. We have to use it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to say the same exact thing happened. So when you went through and you got it, the hag herself had nothing on her. She doesn't have anything. She had beat up clothes, nastiness. She's just gross. She just wanted her sisters. Poor thing was divided. But in the other place, the same thing. There were 2 wooden chests that were sealed that were in the other place as well. So we've got 4 wooden chests. All of them are locked. And then you have the 2 metal, really dense chests that are lurches. Or at least one
So
of
we
them
think
is
we
lurches.
think those are lurches.
Right.
Really? No.
I mean, let's face it. Yeah. Well, he did tell you it was that compound. He just didn't tell you which building. But who knows? I mean, Lurch is a criminal. I don't know if I trust him.
Well, we'll
Okay.
have we
right.
can have a week
Well-
to decide whether we want to kill him or not.
I still think we should cheat him, but I mean,
should be.
I would love to go ahead and take care of the lurch thing now if we thought we had time, but we may not. So
Yeah.
All right, we'll do a party vote. Who wants to take care of go trade with Lurch right now, and who wants to trade with Lurch right now? Raise your hand.
David, do you have to go?
Yeah, Dave's like, I need to go to bed, and Dolly's sick. I think we're done for the night.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
That's fine.
And
All
plus,
right,
if-
so
if
we'll
we
have
do that
Lurch
now,
next week
then-
in the wedding. I'm sorry, Dolly. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say if we do that now, I won't get the chance to have to remember where I buried the chests at.
Oh, that's true.
True.
That's true.
Save some of your medicine so that you can have state-dependent memory next week.
Will do.
All right. Well, y'all did awesome. I think I feel a little more comfortable with fighting. How about everyone else?
I mean, you guys don't need me at all, but sure, yeah.
I feel very comfortable. I will roll poorly.
Zaphen and I are like, yeah,
As
we're gonna
long
skip
as-
over.
As long as we have Oddmar and Valtrex and Dolly, we're fine.
Yep, it takes some learning to do, right? I'm expecting some songs from Valtrex next week now that she's a bard, right?
I'm gonna work on my insult comicry for my vicious mockery.
Oh, clever,
Okay.
clever.
I just got that
Alright.
one too. I need to break that out. So yeah, I might.
And how did our vote end up? Did they decide that Dolly was going to remember or not remember?
The
No.
chat
No.
decided nopey nope.
Oh, Dolly, they don't think you're gonna remember.
I'll show you all up.
Oh,
I am
we're
pretty
gonna-
sure that means that Zaphen will die.
It's cool. I'll just
Yeah,
roll
I
a
mean,
new
if you
character.
can't
That'd be
find
fine.
him. Actually, that is what we should do. You're right. So if they think Dolly can't remember, then Dolly can't remember. So you're gonna have to find another way to remember where those chests are.
I'll just mold earth and fucking throw the sand everywhere, you know?
You might
Yeah.
have to. That might be what you have to
Just
do.
watch the VOD.
Watch
and
the
you'll
video.
You know,
see where you put it.
I
Yes,
just
watch
thought of
VOD.
something that
I put a
think we
tile
could
on
try.
it and I put it on my phone.
I can detect magic also. That would just.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I
Bingo.
can check magic too, so we can find it.
If
Yeah.
there is magic in it, and if you did not bury them more than 3 feet, I think it's 30 feet of earth blocks detect magic.
I doubt she buried them.
We're really
30
lazy.
feet
We
down.
couldn't have dug that far.
No,
down.
not 30. 3.
Oh, that still seems like a lot.
Fortunately, she buried them 2.9 feet.
Right.
Well,
You know.
the hole I dug was 5 feet deep, and the chests are like 2 feet tall. So
There we
We
go.
might be right there.
Yeah.
right
So
there.
as long as the lids are magic lids on the
Magic
chest,
lid.
then we are good.
Perfect. So we're all
Magic,
golden.
magic veneer on the.
I love
And
it.
if not, Zafin, I am sorry that the chat decided that you're dead. You're
Yeah.
dead now. We enjoyed having you around.
Mhm.
But now we don't have to give Lurch anything. So
True. And it frees up my square here on, Hollywood Righting Wrongs, for a guest star that we may have later this month.
Oh,
Yeah, like
exciting.
2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know why the chat was trying to kill you. They want the guest star to take your spot.
Exactly. Yep.
Right.
So
Trying to replace me.
Are we at the announcement portion of the evening then? Are you going to
Yes,
tell
we
us?
are. We are at the
Yes.
announcement portion. I'm assuming that
Oh.
means you have an announcement.
No.
So I
Alright.
know where he's going with this, and the announcement is that next week we will be back to our regularly scheduled time.
Oh, I forgot. That wasn't where I was going. But
Oh,
that is a very good thing, though.
yeah,
yes.
It
I'm
is.
Very
So
happy
we
about
will
that.
be back to 7 p.m. Central, so 8 p.m. Eastern. We will start. So our wonderful Eastern people can actually go to bed earlier, and hopefully Dolly will be available. Because I think you're Mountain Time, aren't you?
I am, but I'm a full-time writer, so if I'm not here, where the fuck am I?
Right? You're not doing your job. That's what it is.
I'm gonna guess Starbucks.
Well, I mean, that's where I would be.
It's-
No,
most of the writers I know, that's their jam.
It's only because we don't have a really good coffee shop. If I was
That's true.
downtown,
Expensive. Ugh.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, yeah,
do you
that's why
have
we're
a
not there
good
as
tea
often as
shop
we
then? Are you a tea person?
it would
No,
also
I'm
be
a
expensive
permit.
though if the expense is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I've got a treadmill desk that goes up and down. I've got coffee downstairs and
Nice.
tea. So, yeah, I actually don't think I've left the house all week as I've been sick.
Oh, poor thing. That's right. You'll be
I've,
better
like,
by
looked
next
at
week. So hopefully
trees
you remember where the
outside.
chest is.
Oh, and apparently
Nathan, you did want to tell your Eve and Excel story.
yes. So the other thing I was gonna say, remind me next week I have to rehash the shirt with the spiky black hair
I have no idea what you're talking about.
per the chat. So yeah, it's a thing. It's fine. I got to do my
Okay.
Billy Joe Armstrong impression. It's fine.
Well, yeah, I'm excited to see what that's about.
What's the Eve Excel thing, real quick, and then we have to share.
Eve in Excel. So Eve Online is known as Spreadsheets in Space. It has been for the last going on 20 years now. And this year at FanFest, CCP, who makes Eve Online, decided we're just going to lean into it. They're actually building a plugin to Excel that directly imports data out of the game into Excel.
That's amazing.
That's taking the meme to a whole
Sorry.
nother
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
CCP as in Chris Kennedy Publishing?
No.
That's with a
no.
K.
Yeah. That's
CCP is the
CKP.
guys who make Eve. They're like an Iceland
They're
or
in Iceland.
Finland or
Mhm.
something. Yeah.
I'm
Iceland.
I'm like, use I don't know letters. Heck, you guys.
Yeah. They're in Reykjavik.
Reykjavik.
Reykjavik. Drunk Vikings who make games.
But I'm not kidding when I said the Bare Naked Ladies did that. They have a song where they actually say the prestidigitation. It's on their new album. And I was like, holy crap, look, Zafin, I can say it now.
Listen to her, and she enunciates it the same way it's
Yeah,
broken
she
up
does.
in the song.
I do. I hear it in my song just like that so that I can now say it. So, see?
So I have about a half a dozen really exciting things that I can't talk about yet, and
Oh.
so we really need to move forward on some of these things so I can start to release the pressure because
Mhm.
I'm gonna blow.
Well, you could just let Dolly freeze your, area, and then you'll be fine.
You know,
Magic junk
I
cooking
thought- I thought when I first started playing this game that it was because I was in high school that there were all the crotch shots and things like that. But no, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just, it's something you go through when you first start playing. It just everything is anyway.
So you're trying to say we grow out of this? Because I don't think that's happening. Never.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm happy, and I can't share anything yet, and it's killing me.
I'm sorry. I will say
Yep.
that I just sent the contract for a new author that I can't tell anyone about either. We are getting a new author.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
cool.
And we're going to be at
Congrats.
Dallas Fan Expo. So Dallas Fan Expo in June, Curse Dragonship will be there, and I will be there, and Zathan will be there, and Oddmar will be there, and so will J.M. Jordan and Taylor Shepard. So two of our other authors, and actually so will also be Lena. That's Oddmar's other half, and I cannot wait to meet her, and I'm so excited. And maybe Jess Rainey, if we can get her to come up. She said she has a mattress. I mean, we can make this work.
When is this?
June 17th through the 20th?
The
19th.
19th.
Thank
the
you.
show is
I'm like, that's too many days. Yeah, 17th through the 19th.
Possible.
16, right? 16 through
No, 16th is a
20.
Thursday. So, no, he's right.
Right.
17th through the 19th.
Yeah, 16 is like when we're flying in.
Where we're
Yeah.
going to have to set up the booth and stuff. So if anyone is in the Dallas area, now's your chance to come meet us. So we applied for some panels, and then we have Artist Alley booth. So we can't wait to see y'all. You can get some signed books. And some
Kelly
fun
was putting
stuff.
together really cool signs for everyone who's going to be there, which will be fun.
I know, Greg, you've got to come next time because I'm making them the color of whatever our genre is based on the logo. So we've got 3 purple because we have 3 fantasy people coming, and then 1 green for horror. I'm like, I need a blue. So yeah, I need you to come next time.
Yeah. I will be out of town that weekend and not in Dallas, but we'll have to do it next year.
All good. Yeah, we've got a good feeling about this convention, so we'll see what happens. So I think that's all the announcements. Anyone else have an announcement?
If you're in Houston in 2 weeks, I will be at, and so will you, I think.
Yeah,
And,
and so will Taylor and Joanna. Yep.
Yeah, we'll be at Copperfield's Books for their anniversary author fair, which is always a good time.
Mhm.
So if you're local to Houston, come out, like put it on your calendar for 2 weeks from now.
I've got to say, I'm really impressed. I'm excited about the event. They made up some really cool marketing graphics, which were
Yep.
amazing. So they're all in on this, and it's all local and indie authors. So it's very cool.
It's really awesome. I was actually in their store last Saturday for not this past Saturday, the Saturday before last, for Indie Bookstore Day, and she was telling me that she had to cap it off. They have so many authors this year, they have to cap it off because she's like, I'm not sure everybody will fit in the parking lot. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
a really
Yeah.
good problem to have.
Yes.
And they're the best people. They are so supportive, and their graphics will be good. They'll direct hits to your website. I mean, she does everything above and beyond to help people. So it's gonna be great, and it's a fun time.
Cool.
It's pretty awesome. All right. Well, I think we're good. I think we might be losing poor Dave. He's fading. He's
I'm
fading.
fine.
His red shirt's turning pink.
Yeah.
All right.
You did just
Awesome. All
remind
right.
me to mention Royal Road. I do have a Rising Star story on Royal Road right now. If anyone wants to go check it out.
Yay!
Deathless Dungeoneers. People seem to like it. Some people seem to hate it. They're like, your MC is a hothead, and I hate him. I'm like, that's because you're a hothead and you don't like competition. Get out of my thread.
There you go.
That's not reality.
So I don't know what you just said. Rising Star something
Right.
railroad thing.
Royal Road. It
Royal
is a serial novel publishing venue.
Okay.
Yeah, so lots of people go there, publish the novels. They have a little donate button, so lots of people get paid a fairly decent amount of money to just publish for free there and get donations.
So if we wanted to go look at that, we would go to royalroad.com and
That's
look up.
royalroad.com. Death
Slash Stellatrus, right?
I don't
No.
look at.
Just Astra.
No, you can look up Just the Astra. You can
Okay.
find it out there.
All right.
Yep. It's also a really good venue to test out your fictions if you guys want to get like free feedback and free editing.
Mhm.
I've gotten a lot of good tips, but just
right.
the tip.
But just
Oh.
see, we're not going to grow out of this, Oddmar. I'm
Wow.
sorry. It's not
You've
gonna
got a
happen.
couple up here. Which one is the new one?
Deathless
Did you-
Engineer, double D's.
Nice.
It just
Yeah,
keeps on coming.
Right.
those are the kind of jokes we were talking recently. I was like, I gotta make a boo joke about this series. It's double D's.
Thank you for putting the link in the chat, Saifo.
Yes,
Absolutely.
thank you. Much appreciated.
Awesome. All right, y'all
Oh,
are the
perfect.
best. It's time to run away. Remember our new time. We will be in 7 p.m. Central Time next week when we will start. And we will see you all then.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, all.
Good night.